This is Faith Encouraged with Father Barnabas Powell. Homilies designed to help you live a purposeful and faith-filled life in Jesus Christ. Here's Father Barnabas.
There is an ancient saying by an Orthodox priest. This saying is this: there will come a day when all the world will be mad. Mad not as in angry, mad as in crazy. When all the world will be mad, and they will grab one of you, and they will say, "You are crazy. You are not like us." I want you to think about that for a moment. There will come a day when all the world will be insane. And they will grab those who are sane, and they will take those people who are sane, and they will say, "You are insane. You are not like us." I'm doing my best this morning to remain sober and not angry. But I'm losing. I hope you'll be patient and forgiving. It's my only chance, by the way, gang, so I hope that you'll do it. Our society has become gripped by a philosophy of insanity. We are, I don't want to say this, we are living in an age of insanity. Men and women, you and I, are tempted with not being in our right minds. We are tempted with insanity. It's easy to see. All around us in society, we see the nation and the peoples gathering into groups. I'm part of this group, you're part of that group, my group is better than your group. My dog's bigger than your dog, my dog's bigger than yours, my dog's bigger because he eats kennel ration. My dog's bigger than yours. If I don't throw in some levity, folks, this will be a bad day, so help me out here. And in breaking off into groups, each group immediately only sees the benefits of their group, but not the weaknesses. When I said on social media yesterday that I was going to comment on the events of Charlottesville, immediately I got a group of people accusing me. Now, gang, it's not right to make fun of folks. So I hope that you'll be patient here. They were accusing me of being a liberal, having a pro-homosexual agenda. It's unbelievable. Or, well, if you're going to criticize one group, then you got to criticize all groups, as if that's fair. Brothers and sisters, may I say something here today that I hope you will drive deep into your heart. The main symptom of our modern insanity, of your insanity and my insanity, is this insane and delusional demand for fairness. It is a delusion. It is unreal. It is a fantasy. If you expect life to treat you fair, get ready to always be unhappy. Always. About everything. That's not fair. Okay. Let's cinch up our big boy pants and be grown-ups. What do you say? But brothers and sisters, I cannot look at the events of Charlottesville this is hard to believe. I'm almost at a loss for words when I see in pictures and on television white men and women carrying tiki torches. To be fair, it is summer and there's bad mosquitoes. Tiki torches and saying blood and soil. A classic Nazi statement. And some of them carrying and dressed as Nazi stormtroopers, making the Sieg Heil sign. I'm speechless. And so immediately, those who disagree with what these people are doing immediately assume everyone who is slightly more conservative than Genghis Khan is exactly the same. And those who criticize those people, the folks who are absolutely so alt-right that they cannot believe that they would allow any other person not exactly like them in the country, immediately assume we're all leftists. Do you get it, guys? This is insanity. No wonder Jesus in our gospel lesson today says, watch this, you wicked and perverse generation. Because, brothers and sisters, make no mistake about it, the root of unhappiness and a lack of joy and a lack of peace in your life and in my life is rooted in insanity. It is rooted in not being in our right minds. Our constant unhappiness and being unfulfilled. The Apostle Paul later on says something absolutely amazing in Philippians. He says, I have learned. Anybody ever learned anything? I have learned in whatsoever state I am in to be content. I look in my country today, I look and even in my own heart all too often, and I see such an absence of a sense of peace and contentment. Everybody's riled up about everything. Say one little wrong thing and poof, you have World War III on your hands. We very well may have World War III on our hands here in just a bit. If insanity is allowed to spread to international situations. Jesus says to these men and women, He says to this generation, when this father brings this epileptic son to Him to heal, the disciples couldn't heal him. So they bring him to Jesus. And what is Jesus' response? It almost feels unfair. It almost feels inappropriate. This dad loves his boy. He wants his boy healed. Why in the world would you react this way, Jesus? Jesus says, oh, you wicked and perverse generation, because at the heart of insanity, my precious angels, at the heart of your insanity and my insanity, at the heart of our lack of contentment, at the heart of our lack of peace, at the heart of our lack of insight, at the heart of our lack of freedom from the passions that overwhelm us and master us, at the heart of our troubles and our difficulties and our broken relationships, at the heart of every one of those realities is the insanity of unbelief. It's the insanity of a lack of faith. A wicked and perverse generation. How long am I going to be with you? How long? If you're a parent, you know how this feels. How long am I going to put up with this? Bring him to me. And so Jesus has the boy and he heals the boy, and the disciples approach him later and say, hey, Lord, why couldn't we do this? And Jesus answers, just like I've told you today. You could not heal this child. You could not make whole that which was broken. Watch this. You could not make whole that which was broken. You could not make well that which is ill. You could not bring peace where there was disorder. You could not bring joy where there was unhappiness and discontentedness. You could not do that because you lack faith. That's the problem. And so we scramble around with political solutions. Oh, if we just elected this president, or if we just elected that Congress, or if we just got this guy in office or that lady to be in office, then everything would be fine. And over 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 again, we are disappointed with solutions that constantly show themselves to be impotent in the face of our challenges. Just try losing weight. What's the problem? Why don't we fix these things with proper elections or the right amount of legislation? Or why don't we fix these things if we just spend enough money or not, and take away money or reallocate money? Or what if we build bigger bombs? Or what if we cut bombs? What if we have larger armies? Or what if we have smaller armies? What if we use diplomacy? Or what if we use force? And blah, 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 blah. All ideologies throwing themselves against the stubborn wall of our passions and having no solution because they're the wrong answer. Why couldn't we heal this boy, Lord? You lack faith. And then Jesus adds a phrase that blows my mind. He says, if you had the faith of a grain of a mustard seed. When I was in Sunday school in my Pentecostal Protestant days, our teacher gave us a little trinket it was a see-through little plastic thing, and inside was a mustard seed. Now, the little plastic globe that circled it was magnified it, because if you didn't have that magnification, you couldn't see the seed. It was that small. And so Jesus is saying, boys, your faith was smaller than this. That's why you couldn't bring healing. That's why you couldn't bring peace. That's why you couldn't bring health. That's why you couldn't bring wholeness and completeness and contentment and joy and a sense of settledness. That's why you couldn't do it. You didn't have this much faith. But if you ever do get this much faith, you'll look at this mountain. Can we say that the problems we face as a nation aren't mountainous in our eyes? Hey, can I bring this down to the personal level? Some of the problems in your own life, in relationships, financially, health-wise, difficulties that you're facing at work, difficulties that you're facing with your children, they feel like mountains, don't they? Brothers and sisters, if we will learn the lessons of learning how to grow our faith to the size of a mustard seed, we will say to this 16 acres, have a church on it. We will say to our homes, to our children, be at peace, be content, be healthy, be whole. Oh, I'm not talking about physical health, folks. That comes and goes, for heaven's sake. But it touches that, doesn't it? Our whole lives will be better if we learn how to grow our faith. Okay, so that's the million-dollar question, right? So how do you grow your faith? Sad news, gang. It ain't easy. Wish it were easy. If you've ever done an exercise routine, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to go to the gym today. It's too humid. It's not humid enough. We have all kinds of excuses for the reasons why we allow ourselves to remain inert in the face of what we feel like overwhelming problems. And yet, this morning, Jesus Christ offers you and me, offers our homes, offers our community, offers our nation and our world guys, you're going to have to pay attention here. Offers our nation and our world the exclusive, the only path, the only way. I mean the only way. There's not a plan B. And it is through exercising our faith so that it grows, but not just faith in ourselves, not just a self-confidence that says, I can do everything. Our faith and focus on Jesus Christ Himself, on the wisdom of the Orthodox way that invites you to the ascesis, the spiritual labor of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, of a purposeful orthodoxy that is orthodox on purpose and not simply by the accident of nostalgia or a happy birth, but a determination to see our children raised in a world without the craziness, the insanity of Charlottesville, or of the massacre in war. I want my children to grow up in that world, folks. I want my grandchildren in that world. So, the answer is abandon your insanity for the hard work of doing the faith. Amen.
Father Barnabas is the priest at the Saints Raphael, Nicholas, and Irene Greek Orthodox Church in Cumming, Georgia. Find out more at faithencouraged.org. That's faithencouraged.org.